YouTube. It's Mama Dodon and Baby Fawn Charlotte. Can you say hi? Not quite yet. You're getting there. She has her kitty cat shirt on today, and my hair is awesome. For those of you who have been around a while, I am a single mom attempting to pay off $20,000 of debt. I started November 2018, and for 2 months I failed miserably at sticking to my budget. But I managed to get all my numbers in order, realize what I had to spend where, and now I'm starting again in January 2019. And I wanted to keep myself accountable and let you guys see the real numbers by going over my January budget with you guys. So if you guys watched my 2019 organization video, I have one planner that I am keeping entirely just for money. What comes in, what goes out, anything, business, budget, everything like that is going into that planner. And in this planner, there is a budget page where I have written out all of my expenses for the month and how much I can spend on each of those expenses. Then on the calendar section of the month, I've actually just gone through and written down exactly what I've spent on each day. So I have all of my, oh my goodness, kiddo, don't pull, like auto draft expenses, everything that's going to automatically come out of my account already written down throughout the month. And then on Monday, I already spent my cat budget, part of my child budget, and some of my laundry budget. So I wrote that in as well. And then throughout the month, I just am going to go through, and as I spend money, I'm going to write it down that day. So at the end of the day, every day, if I spent any money, it's going to be written down on this calendar. So then at the end of the month, I can go back to the budget page, write down exactly what I spent, compare it to the budget amounts I set for myself, and see how well I stayed in budget. So let's talk about my budget for January 2019. This month, I'm going to be looking off to the side because I can't keep this at a good area with my kiddo. She loves to rip paper. So this month, I had $3,000 come in income. Okay, I guess we're climbing up on the couch right now. Very cool, Charlotte. So at the beginning of each month, I take my Amazon account, all the money that I made from the last month, I take out what I can afford to pay myself, and then the rest goes back into my business. And then, so that is tallied in with my child support to get my total budget for the entire month. So I pay myself for the entire month on the first of every single month. If you guys are interested in seeing like exactly how I, beautiful face, exactly how I budget out my business income and how I pay myself and how all that works, I'll be more than happy to show you guys, but that gets very numerical and busy, so I thought I would keep it simple today since I'm just going over the basics of my budget. So now we'll go over how much I'm allowed to spend on each individual category throughout the month. So the first is my biggest expense, and that is my rent, which is $1,100 a month. And in with that cost is included the rent for my apartment, the rent for a storage unit within my apartment, so like a separate storage unit, my pet fee that I pay each month, my water, my sewer, and my trash fees are all included in that amount that I pay to my landlord. I also have to pay $15 a month in rental insurance. The highest my electricity has ever been is $50. So I just go ahead and write down $50 as my budget. Whatever I don't spend out of that $50 can go towards my debt payoff. She's so hyper right now. Okay, so on the Dave Ramsey plan, once you have $1,000 in your emergency fund savings account, you're not supposed to continue saving. With that being said, I continue saving, and every single month I put $100 into my emergency fund in case something comes up. So I do have $100 going into an emergency fund this month. I also did Smile Direct Club, which is Invisible liners for your teeth. You guys, if you saw my very first video, which was my $500 gender neutral baby haul, you can see that my teeth are significantly straighter than they used to be a year ago. That was because of Smile Direct Club. I should really do a review video of them at some point. But I was on a payment plan for them, so it's $100 a month. This is my last year of making those payments. So I have $1,000 left out of the $2,000 total. and I will owe $100 to them this month. Charlotte clearly feels like, you know, being the center of attention in this one, so I'm just going to let her have it and hope that you guys can continue to hear my voice in the background. So the next thing I have is furniture. I did take out a loan from Ashley Home Furniture for my couch and bed, and the minimum payment on that is $45 a month, but it's 0 interest right now, and I want to make sure it gets paid off before that 0 interest is up, so I pay $125 a month. My cell phone bill is $130 a month through Verizon. That's for unlimited internet, and I have my phone financed through them right now. My internet is $50 a month. I have a $60 a month budget set for my cats, so that's for everything. I put a little bit aside for any vet bills that may come up. Mipsy, she's a kitten, but she is going to need spayed here soon, so I'm going to have to take her in to do that and get both of them up to date on their vaccinations. And then the rest of that just goes towards litter, hard food, canned food, anything extra that I buy them throughout the month needs to stay within that $60 budget. And in the past, this has been a place where I've traditionally overspent, so I'm really going to work on this month staying within my $60. So groceries every month is $75. I kind of had to tweak this over the last 2 months because groceries is a place where I tended to overspend. I'm also trying to eat healthier, which is just more expensive in the US to do. So I'm going to try to stay within the $75. That may need adjusted at some point in time, but that's what I'm working with right now. And actually for the month of January, I'm doing a no spend challenge on groceries where I'm just clearing out my kitchen and using all the groceries that I have in there. So I'm not sure if I'll make a video about that or not, but if you guys are interested in seeing how I'm doing that, I'd love to share that with you. Just leave a comment below letting me know, and I will try to do a video on that. Then I got the baby kid budget, who's over here playing with my planners right now. And her budget is $150. This is one of my more expensive budgets that I have set, and that's because this includes everything from wipes to bath products to any doctor's visits, deductibles, food, formula, all of that is within the $150. And when you account for all of that, that's actually a very small budget for everything that's being included in that. So making a lot of my, oh my goodness. Okay, you're going to pull paper apart. Cool. Making a lot of my baby food at home helps, and just trying really hard to budget where I can on other things allows me to spend that much even on babies right now. So my car payment for my leased car is $300 a month, and that's to Toyota. Again, Dave Ramsey is super anti-leasing your cars, so I am failing on that front, but just tackling my other debt right now and worrying about my car later, because as I've mentioned before, I have very bad luck with used cars in the past, and now that I have a little one I'm driving around with, I do not want to take the risk of getting in a car that's going to leave her and I stranded somewhere, especially in the middle of winter. My car insurance is $100 a month, and that seems kind of expensive compared to other people who I've spoken to about car insurance. So I do need to call Progressive and see why that's so high. Maybe it's because it's a lease. Maybe it's because it's a brand new vehicle. I'm not entirely sure, but I am paying $100 a month for car insurance right now. My gas budget is $50 a month, and honestly, most of the time I won't even use that $50. That $50 is really only spent if her father comes for visitation and he flies into Chicago, which is 2 hours away. And that's really when a lot of my gas budget gets eaten up. But aside from that, I'm in a pretty thickly populated area where a lot of things are either walking distance or a very short drive, so that $50 takes me a really long way, and many months I'll only use like $30. My laundry budget is $20 a month. I do have to pay for laundry even though there is laundry on site in the apartment. It's coin operated machines, so between cloth diapers and all of that fun jazz, baby clothes, blankets, bedding, all those kinds of things, it adds up to about $20 a month in laundry. My minimum credit card payment is $200 a month, so that is in on my budget. Right now I'm tackling that credit card and paying down more than that each month, but the minimum I have to pay is $200, so that's written into my budget. And I actually, when I was looking at that the other day, ow, don't pinch mommy, that hurts, that hurts. $100 of that $200 minimum payment is interest. So I really need to work on paying down way more of that than I currently am. And the last thing that I pay each month is my personal business loan, which is $310 a month. So that gets paid each month. That is just the minimum payment that I'm making on that right now until I knock out my credit card debt. Then I'll have even more money a month going towards that personal loan. So for my total expenses each month, that brings me to $2,935. So I have $65 left over at the end of the month, which I can put towards debt or whatever else I need to. That is not a lot of wiggle room. With that being said, my budget each month is accounted for what I'm paying myself from Amazon and my child support. It's not accounting for the additional income that I have coming in from other income streams. There are a variety of other side gigs I make money on that add up between $400 and $500 a month. So that additional $400 to $500 a month can go towards my debt, and I do use that for my debt. I'll also be taking out $150 of that additional income out at the end of the month to give myself a mini vacay, which is what I'm going to reward myself with if I do manage to stay on this budget. So that is where I'm at currently. It's a very tight budget and I do not have wiggle room. I cannot afford to make the mistakes that I was making in November and December, because it was putting me way out of budget and it wasn't giving me the opportunity to pay off debt like I should have been. And for those of you who are trying to get motivated to pay off debt yourself, I just did a quick math problem that really allowed me to see what paying off debt is going to do for Charlotte and I, how it's going to directly impact our lifestyle. So I'm going to be looking off to the side here for a second. But for the minimum payments on all of my debts, I have my Smile Direct Club, $100, my furniture, $125. You're okay. $125, my credit card, $200, my loan, $310. So that is, let's see, 100, 200, 400, 700, $735 a month just going towards minimum payments on my debts. Once all those debts are paid off, I'm going to have an additional $735 a month. That's not including eventually someday when I get my car paid off and my phone paid off. So just $735 extra dollars a month. I like in my brain that could buy pretty much everything on my wish list that I'm putting off right now. So if I can get all of those paid off, which according to my calculations, I should be able to do in about a year if I really stick to this budget and put most of my additional side gig income into my debt, I should be able to have this paid off by the end of the year, which is going to open up $735 a month for me. That is so big. I can do so much with $735 a month. So I just keep that in the back of my head. I have that written down in my planner. I have that written down like on my bathroom mirror on a sticky note. Like I want to keep that in mind, that if I can just stick to this budget for 1 year, it seems like a hard budget, which makes me feel really arrogant because it's still like it's $3,000 a month. That's a lot of money, way more than other people. But it is like very tight when it comes to groceries and baby and cat and all those little expenses and practically no fun money. So just sticking to this really tight budget is going to open up so much money later on for me. So I'm just trying to keep that in the back of my head, continuing to pay down debt as fast as I can and just really working towards it and just keep trucking along on that. So if you want to like have that motivation to pay off debt yourself and have that end goal of how much extra money you're going to have each month, just take the minimum payments on everything. The minimum payments on every credit card, on every loan, card payment, whatever it may be that you're trying to pay off, and add those up and see how much extra money you're going to have a month that you're not putting towards debt when it's paid off, because that has me so motivated for this year. You coming up here to say goodbye to everyone? Because we're done with our video for today. Huh? Oh, you have to hold the camera. But you don't know how to hold it up for a selfie yet. I gotta do that. Oh my goodness. Okay. This little one is ready to play. So as always, thank you so much, guys, for watching. I hope this video enlightened you to what exactly I'm doing to pay off debt, maybe inspired you to hop on the bandwagon yourself, and it's going to keep me accountable, because at the end of the month, I have to come back and tell you guys, did I stick within all those numbers that I set for myself? I'm going to be writing it down, keeping track of it. So come back in the end of January to see whether or not I get to take my mini vacay that I'm pulling that $150 out for. And if this little one's still whiny at that point in time, you still going to be whiny at that point in time? Say, I'm upset because I want to pull your hair and you won't let me. All right, guys. You guys have a good day, and I will see you soon. Ow.